Top 9 Most Expensive Cities to Live. Living in large, well-known cities. You may typically find historical sites, breathtaking architecture, museums, a wide selection of food and drink, and much more nearby. After all, the most well-liked cities in the world, including Boston, Massachusetts, Shanghai, China, and Paris, France, are coveted for a reason. But there are costs associated with living in a major metropolis. The most costly cities in the world to live in are determined by Mercer's Cost of Living research, which will be released in 2023 and assesses the costs of housing, transportation, food, clothing, and other products. If you're looking for a new spot to settle down, need some vacation inspiration, or are just curious, check out the list of the most expensive cities in the world. The following list of the 9 most expensive cities in the world is based on Mercer's Cost of Living City Ranking 2023. Please keep in mind that these numbers could fluctuate, therefore we advise completing a thorough investigation before opting to relocate somewhere. But before we begin, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for such amazing and informative videos. And also there's a special bonus for you at the very end, so make sure you watch the video until the end. 1. Hong Kong. It's hardly surprising that Hong Kong gets the top spot given that Asia leads the list of the top 10 most expensive cities to live in. Thousands of expats as well as some of the most prosperous and successful businesspeople in the world are known to flock to Hong Kong. Being the most expensive city in the world is mostly due to the competitive property market, high demand for housing, and all the attractions, events, and nightlife the city has to offer. 2. Zurich. Zurich is one of the most expensive cities in the world, as is obvious with a single glance. At the northern end of Lake Zurich, the financial center is renowned for its waterfront promenades, upscale shopping, and fine chocolate. Additionally, renting a home in this Swiss city is the most expensive option available. There is a perception that Zurich is an expensive city. Both ordinary living expenditures and real estate fall under this category. Fortunately, there are many career opportunities for foreigners and the net compensation is among the greatest in the world. 3. Geneva. Geneva is a city with dozens of upscale cafes and days' worth of shopping. It is famous for the Jet d'eau, the largest water fountain in the world. But the price for all of that luxury is high. Yes, Geneva is an expensive place to live, but that doesn't stop people from moving there. More than 40% of Geneva inhabitants don't have Swiss passports, making Geneva one of the most multicultural cities in the world. Since Geneva is a beautiful city with a lot to offer, many foreigners choose to call it home. The city offers a high standard of living despite its high cost of living. 4. Basel. The largest art market in the world is held every June in Basel, Switzerland's oldest university city, which is situated along the Rhine River and not far from the country's borders with France and Germany. Basel is a green city where you may spend the entire year playing sports, relaxing, and unwinding in local parks and little green spaces. However, everything has a cost, and this beautiful city is the 4th most expensive place in the world to live. 5. Bern. Another city that consistently ranks in the top 9 most expensive cities in the world is Bern, the capital of Switzerland. Bern is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is renowned for its medieval architecture, fountains, and extensive history. Bern may have a small town feel, but it's hardly going to be the most inexpensive location you've ever lived. Nevertheless, despite being close to both Geneva and Zurich, it is substantially less expensive there. The city of Bern and the neighboring metropolitan area both provide a good array of housing possibilities. 6. Tel Aviv. From stunning beaches to a buzzing nightlife and top-notch dining, Tel Aviv has it all. All of that enjoyment, though, comes at a steep price. Even for individuals whose income is in dollars, euros, or other significant currencies. Tel Aviv, the largest city in Israel, has a reputation for being not just vibrant but also one of the most costly cities. In Tel Aviv, you can definitely count on paying a high rent. Its standards are equivalent to those of more expensive European cities like Rome or Paris. This is one of Israel's most popular tourist destinations. The same apartment would therefore cost far more in Tel Aviv than in any other Israeli city, regardless of where you live. 7. New York. The only city in North America to rank in the top 9 most expensive cities is New York. People from all over the world are drawn to this city because it is the land of opportunity, and they are all vying for recognition in the city. The high cost of living in New York City is therefore not surprising. If you want to experience something new or have improved job chances, moving to New York City is a great choice. In this city, which is home to an abundance of cultural attractions and never-ending entertainment options, there is never a dull moment. Depending on where you choose to reside in the city and the kind of job you have, the expense may or may not be beneficial. 8. Singapore. One of the most expensive cities in Asia is Singapore. Due to the country's limited size, the land is very uncommon. In addition, as demand for real estate has increased, supply has been limited, creating intense competition in the real estate market. Furthermore, Singapore lacks many natural resources and is dependent on ports to import necessities like water and natural gas electricity. Singapore is a very sought-after location for digital nomads and expat workers from the United States and the United Kingdom since it is known as a global financial powerhouse. However, renting and buying a home in Singapore are more expensive. 9. Tokyo. The cost of living in Japan is notoriously expensive, especially in Tokyo. The majority of people in this thriving metropolis, which is frequently ranked among the top 10 most expensive cities in the world, spend a lot of money on high rent, followed by car ownership and transit. Tokyo, the capital of Japan, is one of the busiest cities in the world, so living there means experiencing it firsthand. This metropolis of almost 10 million people is renowned for its vibrant culture, amazing cuisine, effective public transportation, and welcoming residents. As promised earlier, here is the special bonus point for you. Beijing. Beijing, in contrast to most Chinese cities, is about as expensive as many European capitals. Thankfully, foreigners in Beijing typically make a good livelihood, which usually helps to offset the high cost of living. Beijing's rent is expensive relative to other Chinese cities, therefore foreigners living in and near the city center should expect to pay a sizable amount of their income for housing. It is substantially less expensive to live outside of the city, especially if you share housing with a roommate to further save costs. It's worth noting that these rankings are based on the cost of living for expatriates, and may not necessarily reflect the cost of living for residents of the cities. The city has excellent transportation links, which consist of multiple metro lines and bike routes. All these contribute to the city being expensive. Beijing has excellent healthcare with various international hospitals to choose services from. Therefore, you will have to spend a lot of money to get the best services. You now have it, world's most costly city to live in addition to examining more than 200 products and services. Mercer's cost of living survey draws attention to important factors that influence how much a package will cost globally mobile employees, such currency volatility, cost inflation, and fluctuating hotel prices. The survey, which is carried out twice a year, is meant to help governments and multinational firms decide on compensation plans for their expatriate and international employees. Did you learn something new about the world's most expensive cities that you didn't know before? We hope you did. So, if you're interested in learning more amazing facts and informative ideas, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get notified by our new videos. Please check the link in the description for our merch also because there's something very special for you in it. Please like and share the video, don't forget to comment down your views on this. Thanks for watching till the end.